Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay. Again, sad news to report on the death of rap legend Biz Markie, most famous for his 1989 hit "Just a Friend," and famous for being the real humorous side of hip hop. A lot of times in hip hop, people often don't joke around. They don't have a good time. There's not a lot of humor in a lot of hip hop songs. More serious, more hard type edge. But Biz Markie wasn't wasn't like that. He wasn't afraid to be himself. He wasn't afraid to joke around. Just a Friend is a really funny song. Eating Boogers, The Vapors, uh, all those kind of uh, funny, humorous type stuff. Make the music with your mouth biz. He was known for doing beatboxing back in the day. One of the best beatboxers ever. He did a lot of TV commercials, especially for Radio Shack. Uh, Back in the late 1980s and early 1990s, he was part of Big Daddy Kane's crew, the Cold Chillin' Posse, and really was a staple of that golden era, the golden age of hip hop, of the late 1980s, excuse me, early 1990s. Um, yeah, he was, I believe he was from Queens. Let me check that out. Uh, no, he was raised in Long Island. Yeah, he was 57 years old, Lisa. Thank you. Um, what do I have in the title? Do I have that he was 57 uh, years old. A really young age to really pass away. I know that he was sick. He was sick like a week or so ago, and I have falsely announced that he had passed away on his Facebook page. And somebody said, "Nah, he was not. He didn't pass away yet. He was in hospice." But unfortunately, today he has passed away. Um, yeah, like I said, when a celebrity dies, I always like to talk about. Yeah, Lisa's correct. It was diabetes complications. Um, when a celebrity passes away, I always like to talk about my personal memories of them, as opposed to something I read in an article somewhere or whatever. So um, I'll be up front. I was born in 1985, and Biz Markie was a little bit before my time. But what I do remember, as I'm sure a lot of people of my age range do remember, is when Biz Marquis's song "Just a Friend" had a resurgence and a renaissance when Mario redid the song in 2002. Um, when Mario redid the song in 2002, it was like Biz Markie became popular again to the younger generation. Because we didn't, and speaking for myself and Lisa, people in their mid to late 30s, we didn't grow up with him. When he was out there, we knew of him because we all knew the original song, "Just a Friend." But when Mario came out with the song in 2002, it made me anyway, uh, look at him, look him up, and say, well, who's that originally? Like you hear the remake version and you want to hear the original version. So it kind of makes you rediscover the original song. And that's what it did for me. And then seeing him in the Girls, Girls, Girls video that Jay Z made was another way that I rediscovered him him in my time. But my fondest memory of him was when he was in the Mario video. It was like Mario gave him made him new life to a whole new generation of people that might not have grown up with him. Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, and he was in the video. He was in the video uh, with Mario. He does the beatboxing at the end, which was what he was known for. Yeah, the Mario video was the song, and Mario took it and he remade it into something different because what the original song was about, the one that Biz Markie made, was about a girl who she says that she's single, but Biz Markie later discovers that she has the guy that she's been saying is just a friend is actually her boyfriend. But what Mario made this song remade it, reinterpreted it was that the girl he liked was looking at him as only just a friend. Like she was putting him in the friend zone. That was something completely different than what Biz Markie had, um, Biz Marquie's interpretation of. And now that uh, Biz Markie has passed away, um, I see the hashtag now with people saying, but he was more than just a friend, he was a legend. So it's again the word is reinterpreted again, but absolutely. So that song was a huge hit, and like I said, it introduced people like me that didn't grow up in that era to his music. Um, yeah, and I loved his when I would see him on TV. I loved his silliness. You know what I mean? Like again, other than him and the Fresh Prince, well, yeah, he wasn't the one that started it, but it was it was what the original song was about. The original song is a funny song because the whole point of it in the original is, like I said, the girl says she has a friend, but the guy that she's seeing is more than just a friend. He's her boyfriend. But Bismarck, he drops her off at college, and he discovers that there's another guy in there, and she tells him, well, he's just a friend. And then he goes to pick her up, and it's like he walks in, and he's like, "Oh snap! Guess what I saw?" And then he saw the girl kissing the guy in the mouth that she said was just a friend. And he's like, "Oh, you said he's just a friend," you know. And Biz Markie is singing despite having no singing talent whatsoever, and that's the hilarious part of it. He was clowning around. He was a jokester, and um you didn't up until that point, like I said, other than him and Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, you didn't really see people in hip hop, and you still don't, especially now. You don't see people in hip hop clowning around, joking around. You don't see that humor side of hip hop. Everybody's serious. Everybody's either serious or they're singing about sex, or sometimes political stuff like Kendrick Lamar. But in the late 1980s, the reason why the late 1980s is such a a period of hip hop that they called the golden age of hip hop was because you did have people like Biz Markie that would joke around, make songs about eating boogers, make songs about people having the vapors. In other words, going crazy over you and stuff. But at the same and but at the same time, you have political songs like Public Enemy and gangster songs like N.W.A. You had and lyrical rappers like Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. In fact, Rakim and Big Daddy Kane was in the same group as Biggs Marquis, the Cold Chillin' Posse. So you had that diversity in music, in hip hop, that you don't have today. You know what I mean? Like people seem like in hip hop they're afraid to joke around. They're afraid to be silly. You know, um, the song was called "Eating Boogers." Lisa, let me check out. Wait, eating boogers. Okay, no, it wasn't eating boogers. It was picking boogers. Sorry, picking boogers. And it was made in 19. Uh, it was 1987. 1987. Picking boogers. See, you would never hear a song picking boogers or songs like Just a Friend. Basically, in Just a Friend, he's clowning on himself because he got played. The girl said the girl said she didn't have a boyfriend and she did. He picking uh, picking boogers. He's clowning on you and himself. People today, rappers today, Cardi B, Drake, all them type of rappers, they would not dare to make a song that clowns on themselves. They want to present themselves as having all this confidence and all this bravado and being gangster and being hard when there's room for everything in hip hop. And that's what Biz Markie showed. That was his legacy. Um, Being a funny type guy, a funny comedian rapper. And people will say, well, it was because he was a big guy or whatever. And usually a lot of big people have a real big sense of humor as well. But I don't know. I don't think it was because of that. He was just funny and he put it into uh into hip hop. We could use somebody like that today. In modern music, somebody more mellowed out. Yeah. Um. And that was different even back then because at the time he came out in 1987, in 87, 86, 87, when he first came out, people was trying to be like they are now, like you know, serious type artists. Everybody was lyrical. Everybody was either really lyrical, like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim, or Afrocentric, like Public Enemy. But he wasn't none of that. He was different, and that's what you got to be. Dare to be different. Hip hop artists had more freedom back then too. You know what I mean? Because labels were independent, more independent than they are, you know, in 2020. But anyway, rest in peace to Biz Markie, one of the legends in hip hop, and like Lisa said, um, We losing our artists so fast. It's just a wake up call for those people. Take better care of themselves. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell button. Love y'all. Thank you, Lisa, for contributing. Yeah, and today's artists do so. They're not willing to be themselves. Love y'all.